Welcome to a new episode of the Straight Wrestling Voices of the Indies podcast. I'm your host, Morbo, and with me, my co-host, as always, everyone's favorite US independent wrestling fan, Sebastian.
Thank you as always for the introduction, Morbo, and welcome everyone to this week's episode of Straight Wrestling Voices of the Indies. And our guest today just recently won the TWE Tag Team Titles alongside his partner, Jamesen Shook. He's mostly known for his work in TWE, but also in other promotions from the Southeast, like Retinal Wrestling, for example. Thank you very much for taking the time, and welcome, Pha'Nesse.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
So, Pha'Nesse, for the people who don't know who you are, who is Pha'Nesse?
Oh my gosh, so it's totally plastic Pha'Nesse, aka the piece, and that is the dime piece, the centerpiece, and the conversation piece of anywhere I walk into. So Pha'Nesse is I don't know, Pha'Nesse is just a pretty dope wrestler from the Southeast, you know? Like I've been doing this for about a year and a couple months now, and I just been trying to just make a name for myself, you know, just throughout the Southeast and everywhere else.
So how did you get into wrestling as a fan and also as a wrestler, and what fascinates you about wrestling?
Oh my God. So I've been a wrestling fan ever since I was in diapers, I feel like. So I grew up mainly watching the divas. So like Trish Stratus and Lita, those are probably some of my biggest inspirations. I just I just grew up just watching that. I just kind of loved like the wrestling, but also just like the pageantry and just the storytelling involved in wrestling too. And so I got into wrestling probably about when I was 24, I believe. I was going through some personal stuff and just not really feeling the best. And then I was just kind of just scrolling through the channels, and I think it was Raw that came on. And I just kept on watching. I was just kind of like, why aren't I doing this? And one thing led to another. I found a school in Nashville ran by Carrie Awful and Mr. Stuff Maxwell. And I just started going to practice and kind of just honing everything that they were telling me, and just kind of, you know, doing everything. And I had my first match, and I really haven't looked back since.
You are originally from Alabama, now live in Nashville, and you are regularly in Red Bank in the TWE arena, and you are mostly known for your work in these areas. How would you describe the scene in Tennessee and Alabama?
Oh my God, I think this is Southeast in general. I think this is one of the best scenes in the world. Just we have so many big names like Jaden Newman, Hunter Drake. The list goes on. Just, you know, so I feel like we're probably one of the best regions in the world. And maybe I'm a little biased because, you know, I'm from here, but but yeah, I love it. Always growing and always getting better.
You are mostly known for coming up in TWE, but you are originally trained by a wrestling school and a small promotion called Cruise Wrestling. How would you describe Cruise Wrestling to our listeners?
So Crux Wrestling. So it is ran by Carrie Awful and Mr. Stuff Maxwell Classic. Carrie Awful is actually one of the people who trained Jaden Newman, and so I'm just going to the school for the first time. It was just filled with like just positive energy, people who want to see you do better and just want to see you, you know, keep going and going and going. And I feel like it's more not just a school, but just like a family. And like the family is massive, you know. So we have like, you know, we have Crux with Carrie Awful and Mr. Stuff. And you know, we have TWE as well, because Jaden Newman was trained by Carrie Awful as well. So you have that family there as well. And then you have the KOBK kids who Carrie had a hand in training Hardway Heater. And so it's just like a big family type of environment, people who just want to see each other do better and just do good out there in the world, and just bring a positive look to wrestling.
On September the 2nd, you were part of Effy's Big Gay Brunch 7 against Alex Mason Ashton Starr. How was the experience for you?
Oh, that experience was probably one of the that's probably one of the best experiences I've ever been a part of. Just the match was awesome, and just being around so many like cool people and the people who's done a lot for the LGBT community in wrestling. It was just such an honor just to be around them and just soak up just knowledge. And hopefully I get a chance to go back.
Did it already open new doors for you? Maybe new opportunities?
A little bit here and there, I feel like. I have a couple things lined up that, probably just because of Effy's Big Gay Brunch. So a couple things that are coming down the pipeline, which I can't really spill too much of, but I hope you guys will be on the lookout for it.
The one promotion that you are most associated with, I already said it in the introduction, is of course TWE. You are a mainstay of TWE, also trained by Jane Newman. What would you say? How important are TWE as a promotion and also Jane Newman as the one who leads the promotion as a coach are for you personally and also for your career? And maybe also as a follow-up question, what makes TWE special in your opinion?
TWE is just one of those places that's pretty much just like a family environment. Everybody who comes through the doors is just family. I feel like, again, it's a place that everybody just wants to see you do better and grow. Sometimes I look at like my first match I had there, and then I just look at what I'm doing now there, and you can just see a massive difference. And it's just thanks to just everybody who's in the locker room, from Jaden Newman to Dylan Hales to Rev to all these people who you can always get feedback on from your matches and things you can improve on and things you need to turn up or things you need to like not do. And so it's really cool to have people like that in the locker room who you can go to for advice on anything.
Speaking of TWE, recently you have not only been active as a singles wrestler, but also as a part of the tag team Totally Shook alongside Jamesen Shook. And as I already mentioned, you and Jamesen won the tag team titles on October 28th at TWE Nightmare on Dayton Boulevard. And I would like to know, whose idea was it to form the tag team, or how did the tag team start?
So Totally Shook. We did the crash course at TWE, and I don't know. I was just it was kind of like a mutual thing because like I was like, I'm totally plastic, Pha'Nesse. You're Jamesen Shook, and we were like, Totally Shook. And I feel like the name is just like there, the name is just like, oh, dope, like. And I just feel like we just have this like connection. I feel like we just have good chemistry. We just vibe really well together. And so being in the ring with somebody like Jamesen Shook it's just natural. Like, and so I think that's kind of what made us win the title so quickly. Because we just meshed so well together. And we're always, we're both always working. We're always trying to get better in the ring. And so we help each other with that as well.
Speaking of winning the title so quickly, what would you say? How much did this tag title win mean to you and also to Jamesen Shook?
I think it meant the world to both of us. This is both our first titles that we ever held. And so the fact that we get to do it together is really cool. Definitely a moment I won't forget. Even I know you guys probably saw what happened after the match. But even just all that going on, it's still probably one of the best moments I ever had in life, just in professional wrestling and life in general. Like, I was so happy about it.
You're not only active in TWE, another promotion you appear for is New Level Pro Wrestling from Alabama. And there you had a great showing in the New Level Rumble match earlier this year. Despite not winning, you had a really good performance. And in my opinion, watching it, you were pretty much the MVP of that match. What did this match mean to you, and how was the experience to be in such like an important role in a Rumble match? Because you also got promo before and you were really in an important role in that match. How did that feel to you?
That feeling was also amazing too. So that was my first Rumble match as well. So the fact that I got to enter as number one and I survived all the way to the very end. That was awesome. Even though I didn't win, but I feel like I had the crowd on my side and everybody was on my side gunning for me to win. So hopefully my next Rumble, I will do just that is win it, because, it'll be a cool little accolade to add to my short career.
Another promotion you're associated with is, of course, Retinal Wrestling from Alabama. And this is a relatively new promotion, and you have been at every of their 4 shows they had so far. And as a regular of this promotion, how would you describe to our listeners who maybe don't know what Retinal Wrestling is, how would you describe the promotion? And similar to my question to TWE, what would you say, what makes Retinal special in your opinion?
Yeah, so Retinal Wrestling is pretty much just like, I feel like it's kind of like a different vibe. It's kind of like a DIY, just like rock and roll wrestling show. It's very punk rock, very that type of vibe. And some people who are in charge there is Maxwell, who had a hand in my training, and Carrie Awful, who also had a hand in my training. And the fact that I get to work with them again is awesome. And the fact I get to work with some pretty big names like Derek Neal, I get to work with, and coming off my face, Shook D again. I had a match with him on TWE, which wasn't the best in my opinion, because I lost. So hopefully I get to right that wrong at the next show.
And speaking of special, your last match at Retinal Wrestling was alongside Big Dave against Derek Neal, who you already mentioned, and Dave's tag team partner from BDSM, or former tag team partner, Negative Lee. It was the first time that Retinal ran a show in Nashville. Was this like a special experience for you to wrestle for Retinal in the city where you live as kind of a hometown hero?
Yes, that was probably one of my favorite shows of this year, I think, just because I got to wrestle in front of a big Nashville crowd, and the fact that I got to wrestle in front of some friends who were there was really awesome. Yeah, that's, even though we didn't win, but it was awesome. It was just a really special moment, just to have the crowd, your hometown crowd, be behind you, and just to have that energy, because it's just like, when the shows weren't going on, we had kind of a rock and roll show in the back, so it was really cool to see that, and also just to have wrestling as well. So it was just an awesome little like moment of both rock and roll and just wrestling.
We've now talked a lot about your appearances for promotions in your home region, like TWE, New Level, Retinal. You already mentioned Kill or Be Killed. Morbo talked about you appearing as a part of Effy's Brigade Brunch, but this wasn't your only appearance outside of the Southeast region. On September 9th of last year, you appeared for Paradigm Pro Wrestling as a part of PPW Staying Alive in Indiana, in Jeffersonville, where you had a match against Juicy Jimmy and you also already mentioned Hardware Heater. Was this the first time you wrestled outside of, let's say, your home region?
So that show is actually my second match ever. And so yeah, that was my first time wrestling outside of my region and everything else. So I was nervous. I was really nervous during that match. But I was in some really good hands with Hardware Heater and Juicy Jimmy, both who I'd known of before I had my first match. Heater had a hand in training me as well. So it was really cool to be in there with somebody who you saw like wrestling and all that stuff. And so that was a really special moment too. Hopefully I get to go back to Paradigm here soon, because I do want to face Juicy Jimmy again and Hardware Heater again at those promotions. So it'd be really fun to do, especially after coming so far, because that was my first singles match, or my first triple threat match, and that was like my second match. So it'll be cool to show them kind of how far I've gotten, how far I've grown as a competitor, and facing them again.
Would you say that this experience made you want to wrestle more, not only in Paradigm Pro, but maybe also in other states, other regions, or other promotions outside of the Southeast?
Well, I want to wrestle around the world. I want it all. I want to wrestle everywhere. I want to wrestle in all 50 states. in every country, in every continent. I want to do it all. So hopefully, just by just getting more opportunities and improving myself, I can do that.
When you say you want to wrestle all around the world, would Europe or maybe in particular Germany or maybe also even more particular WXW also be a goal for you?
Yes, that is a very big goal for me. I saw Jaden wrestle there, and he had a really good match, and just the crowd seems awesome. The energy seemed amazing there, so it'd be really cool to be able to wrestle there one day.
And now my final question before Morbo will look at your future and what's next for you. Following up on what we've heard, what are your favorite matches so far? Maybe from the 3 promotions we've talked about, New Level, Retinal, and of course TW, but also in general, which are the matches where you would say, okay, these are my favorite matches I've had so far?
That's a tough one. Probably my favorite match so far would probably be I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but the furry jacket on the pole match with me versus Damien Stryker. That probably was my favorite match so far. And also KOBK, we had a scramble match. It was the first ever young gun scramble. It was me, Rico Gonzalez. I'm trying to remember the names. I'm sorry. But it was like a 6-person scramble match for KOBK, and that was probably another one of my favorites as well.
On November the 19th, you will have a match against Shook D at the Retinal Wrestling show Painted Black. What are your thoughts on this match?
I have that match I faced Shook D before at TWE, and I came up short, and I've been honing my craft since then and getting better and just improving on everything. And so he's going to face a different, totally plastic foot Pha'Nesse on November the 19th that he faced at that TWE show. And I'm walking away with the W because, I'm not losing again.
As a wrestler who is still pretty early in his career, do you have like a list or some names in your head that you would like to wrestle someday?
I do. I know I want to face Jaden Newman here soon in a singles match because he's a person I looked up to when I started wrestling. Hardway Heater, Rico Gonzalez. I faced him in the scramble match, but I would love to do a singles match. Ashton Starr is pretty high up there too. He's also just a great representation of just a wrestler in the Southeast and just an LGBT wrestler as well, or not even that, just a wrestler. He's amazing. I would love to face him. Dylan McQueen, I would love to have a singles match with him soon. Kerry Awful, I want to have a singles match with him because he's my trainer. And so I would love to show him how far I came as well. Since the first day he met me until now. Nick Iggy, of course. I would love to face all of the Carnies. Kenzie Page, because I feel like she's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. I think that would be an awesome match. Billy Starks. The list just goes on. Darian Banks and I would love to face because he's the people's prince, and I would love. I think we could do some really good work there.
Are there certain regions or promotions in the US where you would like to wrestle?
I would love to go down to Paradigm again. In Indiana, CCW in Florida is a Florida-based league. I would love to wrestle for them. Naptown, I heard some really good things about as well, so I would love to wrestle there. That's kind of where I've been looking at right now. I know they have an LGBT-based league in California that I would love to wrestle at too. I think that'd be really fun.
We have talked about places where you would like to wrestle, but are there also certain goals you would like to achieve in your career, both on the short and on the long run?
So I've been telling a lot of people I want to get more hardcore in my matches. So I don't know, probably not death match or anything like that, but maybe like a hardcore match, like a tables match, and no DQ match. I think I would love to do that in 2024. I would love to just be a voice for people, just inside and outside of the ring, just a kind of an inspiration to people. I grew up looking up to people in wrestling, and I want to be that same for people who are just now getting into wrestling as well.
So we are at the end of the interview, and as always, the stage is yours, Pha'Nesse. You can plug, promote anything you want.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So you guys can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Pha'Nesse. Also on TikTok at Pha'Nesse as well. I'll be at Retinal Wrestling and TWE for the rest of 2023. So I would love to see you guys there. And yeah, just keep watching. I got some more stuff coming down the pipeline, which I can't talk about. That's not wrestling related, but I will put the word out when I can talk about it. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for coming on the show, Pha'Nesse. You were on our wish list from day one, and in my opinion, you are one of the biggest talents in US independent right now. So Pha'Nesse is the best. So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you.
And a big thank you, of course, also from me. Thank you very much for taking the time to be our guest today, Pha'Nesse. And thank you, as always, to you, Mobo. Thank you, as always, to you, Florian. And thank you to everyone who listens to our podcast. And I hope you will listen to us in the future again.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.